welcome to the hello everybody. Hello everybody. Sorry about that. Welcome to Roto Hackers. I am coming to you from an undisclosed location. It's obviously a menagerie of animals, and I am representing the Roto Hackers today, your unauthorized source of fantasy football news and entertainment. We're just going to do a quick little hitter about the waiver wire, but first we have to look at who is hurt. In order to do that, I am going to move over here. Oops, sorry. I guess I have to do that. Okay, so who do we have on the injured list? These are like long-term injuries, major injuries. Najee Harris. Oh, poor guy. He barely ever missed a day, and then he goes to the Chargers and ruptures his Achilles. He's out for the year, maybe longer. All these non-contact, you always know it's an Achilles or a major like MCL break when it's non-contact. When you just see their leg, they put their leg the wrong way. And, anyway, so always, and it always it doesn't look as bad as, taking him out of the season, but he's out. And so Omari and Hampton, you're not going to be able to find him on the waiver wire, but if you can, look for Omari and Hampton or start him because he's going to be the number one running back for this high-powered Chargers team that hasn't lost a game and looks pretty nasty. I mean, like good nasty. And the next one is James Conner. James Conner, poor guy, but we talked about this on the waiver wire. He often gets hurt. He's probably done he's probably not going to play football again. He's pretty old. We've talked about he's getting on in years and nasty ankle injury. He might be back, but he does not looking for like it. And so Trey Benson will take over. He will be the number one running back for the Cardinals. Would you call them high-powered? I would like to say so. Here's Trey Benson right here. But we're going to talk about him. He's probably number one to get off the waiver if he is on your waiver wire. I think he is in a couple spots in some of my leagues. But moving on, Mike Evans. He always gets hamstrings. This is why I was sort of excited about Emeka Egbuka because he does get hurt a lot. And then, of course, you have several people on his team getting hurt. So just something to look at. They're going to be playing the Jets, who have pretty easy. Who is – I do need to look at the I should have done this before, but this is Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's look at their depth chart. This depth chart's important, folks. And for that depth chart, so backing up the wide receivers, Mike Evans. So Chris Godwin is coming off of being on IR. He had a terrible ankle break that had him gone for a long time. Emeka Egbuka he's the rookie and probably the main receiver now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But keep an eye out for this is like deep waiver wire. Sterling Shepard I have seen him targeted by who's Baker Mayfield, their quarterback. He's sort of like Sterling Shepard. AJ Herschel, the kid, would tell you that I always had a little special place in there for Silver Sterling. I call him something like my little silver spoon or something because Sterling Shepard. I got nothing. Anyway, so and then also Cade Otton, tight end, might be somebody to think about because they have gone 3-0. Baker is bringing them back from the brink every end of the game. He's looking for somebody to pass to. You always hear about tight ends being that safety blanket. K. Dotton. I think too that the Jets don't cover sort of the middle very well, right where the tight end might be, but they're having a little difficulty with their offensive line. So K. Dotton, tight end, might be blocking for Baker Mayfield. Anyway, moving on. What do we have? CeeDee Lamb. Oh, now see, that was one that you saw his foot getting twisted and crushed, and also James Conner, you can see it getting crushed. But with CeeDee Lamb, he's probably out like maybe 2 weeks. Oh, going back to Mike Evans, he'll probably be out like 3. I'm saying 3. They're saying 2 to 4. Push it to 3, maybe 4. He's getting on the older side too. He always has hamstring issues, guys. If you draft Mike Evans, he always has hamstring issues. Okay, next, what do we have? CeeDee Lamb, yeah, so he's out. So this would be great for Pickens. If you have Pickens, put him in the lineup. Also, let's see here. He's on the Dallas Cowboys. I just want to look real quick just to help you guys out. The depth chart for Cowboys. I think it's important to tell you. I'm trying to remember his name, but not coming to mind right away. So I just want to look up. Yeah. So Tolbert, Jalen Tolbert, for the Dallas Cowboys is somebody who he had a touchdown last week, I think, and somebody who gets targeted quite a bit by Dak Prescott. There was somebody. Oh, Turpin. Actually, I think I'm thinking of Turpin. Cavante Turpin. For your deep leagues, for next week, like say somebody else goes down, say George Pickens goes down for the Cowboys. Turpin is next man up, I think. I mean, they've got Tolbert as sort of in a 3 wide. He'd be the third one, but honestly, I've been seeing Turpin coming up as the guy. He's quick. I think they use him for special teams and stuff like that. Okay. Is there anything else we need to cover? Yes. Davenport, defensive end, placed on injury reserve. So it's hard for the Lions. Don't pick up the Lions defense. I mean, the game Monday night, you saw they let a lot of points go through. What time is it? Okay, we've been going 8 minutes. About halfway there. So injuries, other injuries. Oh, Jaden Daniels, he might be out. We'll see. He's going to try to come back in. Marcus Mariota did a great job for fantasy while he was going. Actually, they won the game, so he did pretty well. Marcus Mariota for the Washington Commanders. He was ruled out for week 3, but I think they may keep him out 1 more week because Mariota's doing so great. J.J. McCarthy probably still out 1 more week. That means more Carson Wentz. Let's see. So, just going down the list a little bit more. Brock Purdy should be back this week, and Xavier Worthy should be back so Brock Purdy for the 49ers and Xavier Worthy for the Chiefs. Let me put a little music on here. So, all right, let's move on to, so that does it for these, but now we want to talk about who is out on your waiver wire. This is going to be hard. I have to go back and forth. But the number one guy I like is Cam Scatterboot. I told him about you last week. I said, go get Cam Scatterboot. The other person I talked about was Quinshawn Judkins. I've talked about him every week, I think. And Bayshore too. Now, those are three guys that are probably not on the waiver wire. Maybe, actually, I have seen Cam on a few, maybe Quinshon. Quinshon is going to take over the Browns running back core. I mean, he is there, and he looked like the eye test. He was amazing. I'm trying to trade for him everywhere. But Trey Benson, I have seen actually in many of my leagues. Some of the less, not very many veteran players on those leagues, but nobody really knows who Trey Benson is. Now, I mentioned him last week. I said, go get Trey Benson because James, what's his name? What was his name? Because James Conner gets hurt. And Benson is the main guy now, just like I predicted. I mean, every running back is going to get hurt. It's always good to have, we can't have every running back's backup. You only get like 6 players on your bench. So you got to get the ones where the guy ahead of him often gets hurt. James Conner was that guy, unfortunately. Now, another guy I wanted to bring up, somebody else. So when you talk about, like, you want the guy who the guy ahead of him always gets hurt. Woody Marks. This guy's name is Woody Marks. I'm pretty excited about Woody Marks. I saw him play, and he just had the burst and wiggle that I like for my running backs. Now, ahead of him is Achane. And so, ahead of him, I'm sorry, I'm talking about Woody Marks right now. Ahead of him is Chubb. I like Chubb, but he has lost it. We've talked about that before. There's clips of us talking about when we were drafting that Chubb is not it. He's not the man. He's not the guy. I think Woody Marks may be. I have seen him on almost all my waiver wires, except for the ones where I've already picked him up. He's the guy. He's been dropped by most people. He is going to be. Now, the problem is he's going to be on a Houston Texans team that looks to be pretty bad right now. But, they might put things together. They have good players. I think Woody Marks will be part of that, putting things together and becoming a good team. So I am picking him up. Now, these are running backs, mostly guys that are second string that are coming to fruition because the guys ahead of them are getting injured. There is one more guy. Let's see. Maybe I didn't. Oh yeah, I did. Oh, say. So this is the guy I was talking about when I thought about when I was talking about Woody Marks, and this is Ollie Gordon II. He's the one who's behind Achane. Now Achane, he always has a little ding here, he was dinged up at the beginning of the year. Little ankle, little soft tissue. He's been doing great. He has been doing amazing, Achane, and for fantasy. Their team, though, it's again the problem of the team is not so good. So it's kind of like pick your poison. I don't see it getting better, honestly. They have better pieces than Houston, but no. And then the final guy you might want to, running back wise, pick up. I've talked about him pretty much every week, and that is DJ Giddens, because the number one running back, I think everybody realizes this, is Taylor. He has been amazing. And if Taylor goes down, which he has been known to get injured, he's not real, like durable guy. He's pretty durable and looks better because Daniel Jones is doing a good job of leading this team. I think the 3-0 I don't think they've even had a pick. I don't even think they've had a 3-and-out. Maybe they have at this point. But this is the guy who is behind Jonathan Taylor. And if Jonathan Taylor goes down, you want J.D. Giddens. If you don't have Taylor, it's probably not a big deal. But I would think it's Marks or Ollie Gordon, but he'll be in a much better situation. A better offensive line as well. Offensive line means a lot. Okay. Let's move we're going to talk about, so we talked about running backs. It's funny, a lot of these people are the same people we've talked about before. So now we want to talk about wide receivers. And the first one you have to go pick up if he's not out there. I mean, if he is out there, is Keenan Allen. We talked about him last week. He is Justin's first read. Like, he's the guy who Justin Herbert has eyes for on the Chargers. This is Chargers wide receiver. He's not a rookie. He's been on the Chargers before. I've talked a lot about him. So he might still be on your waiver wire. Go out and pick him up. I don't think he is. I think he's only in like 40% of leagues. But something to think about. Tillman, still somebody to pick up. Romeo Dobbs, still somebody to pick up. Wan'Dale Robinson might still be on your waiver wire. I doubt it. But still somebody to pick up. And Troy Franklin, I think he was like the darling of the waiver wire last week. And probably everybody picked him up. So nothing. Oh, there are a few new names on the wire. These are people that I'm not too familiar with, but that is Alec Ayo Manor. These names this year, I swear, are meant to be tongue twisters. Maybe it'll help me remember them. He is the second wide receiver, getting a lot of looks on the Titans, and has been getting about 4 to 6 targets every, and maybe even he has had that many catches every game so far, and he seems to be doing better than who's the guy I have? I can't stand him. Let me see if I have him away. He's been doing terrible. For the Titans, the wide receiver, you're probably screaming if you know everybody told you to go get him, and I'm telling you right now, it is not worth playing him, though he might start getting better. And these birds are driving me crazy. Okay. Calvin Ridley. Couldn't remember Calvin Ridley's name. So this is the guy that backs up, he's the second receiver to Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley's been doing squat. Ayo Manor. Yeah, Alec Ayo Manor is the guy to pick up there. Also, honorable mention, Torrey Horton. I think he's sort of Jaxson Smith and Jigba is the guy who's the main guy there, the Seahawks in Washington, Seattle. But this guy's stepping up. I think he's a rookie, stepping up as the second guy, getting a lot of looks from Sam Darnold. And then finally, Trey Tucker for wide receivers. Trey Tucker is somebody I had a lot of last year at the end of the year. Really came on as I thought was going to be the number one wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders. But I don't know. I'm afraid that he's the kind of guy that could just turn into a pumpkin, but he does keep sort of a floor of about 6 fantasy points, which I've always liked, have somebody like that. But there are a lot of wide receivers out there. So you're probably not hurting for a wide receiver, but if you are, of all these guys we talked about, this guy is the guy I know the most and trust the most. Okay, moving on to tight ends. I'm going to forego doing the little banner and just go straight to tight ends. There's not much to say. We've talked about them all. Isaiah Likely's coming off of IR. Somebody to look at, although just as he's coming off of IR, Mark Andrews, who is the main guy there, main tight end there for the Ravens. He had a big game last night, Monday night. And so probably Isaiah Likely is not looking as likely of a candidate. I still like Dallas Goedert. And if Zach Ertz is on your waiver wire, please, for the love of all, go out and get him. Trade for Heron. He's also somebody that continues to do well, getting tons of passes. Tillman is also somebody we've talked about Tillman. Go back and watch my other video. Now, am I missing anybody? Okay, so no, the only thing to talk about now is if you are looking for a quarterback. A lot of people like to stream quarterbacks, and this guy just became the starting quarterback for the New York Giants. Is that somebody you want to go out and pick up? Probably not, unless you are in a like in a superflex league. We'll talk about superflex, what that means. The real guy you want to go out and get because of his matchup this week, Geno Smith. Now, again, he doesn't play for the it says Seahawks, but he actually plays for the Las Vegas Raiders, and he would be throwing to Trey Tucker. So he has Trey Tucker. He has a few people. Who is the other guy? I can't remember. Meyer, maybe. Sorry, wrong one. Also, Torrey Horton. No. I'm going back to Seahawks. No, Geno Smith is with. Sorry, I'm getting myself confused here with the Las Vegas Raiders. So he would be thrown to Tucker, Mayer, Genty. He'd be, is his running back. And then just an honorable mention for Sam Darnold and Spencer Rattler. I think actually Spencer Rattler, even though this is not what the big, what the talking heads are talking about as far as picking up a streaming quarterback, I think Rattler has a very good schedule. They're starting to come on as not the worst team in the league. This is the Saints. He will give you a lot of yards running, and honestly, I think with their schedule, will probably do really well for fantasy points. So that's all I've got. If you have anything, please leave it in the comment section below. And let me see, was there anything else I was going to mention? No, I will leave all these in the comment section. In the information doobly-doo down below. Thank you for watching. And if you made it this long, you must be my mom. Mama?